welcome to A Reason to Talk with Chris Reason. It's been a minute since I did the last podcast. I'm trying to get more out there. Um, Sorry, I'm talking today about a missed opportunity. John Woo presents Stranglehold. I know Midway went out of business and was bought out through different games and everything else with the rights, but there could be so much more. I do believe that nobody has picked up the rights for this through John Woo and everything like that. Before we get into today's episode and what I would love to hear from this, let's get today's sponsor. Do you need that boost of energy? Are you going to the gym, trying to wake up for work, or even trying to get into some serious hours of gaming? Well, I have your answer. That's W Energy. Get your legitimate fix of energy boost, the Galaxy Grenade, and multiple other flavors today. Use the promo code CRN10 to get 10% off your order today. Visit www.gg.gg/discount/CRN10. That's DUBBY.gg/discount/CRN10. John Woo presents Stranglehold, a third-person shooter developed by Midway Studios Chicago and Tiger Hill Entertainment, published by Midway Games, released in late 2007 for Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 3, and Xbox 360. It is Midway's first game to use the Unreal Engine 3. Stranglehold is a sequel to John Woo's 1992 Hong Kong action film Hard Boiled and stars Chow Yun-fat in a reprisal of his role as a hard-boiled cop inspector Tequila Yun. Stranglehold is the first project in which Hu and Chow have collaborated since Hard Boiled. A sequel to Stranglehold entitled Gunrunner was in the works prior to Midway's financial demise, but was ultimately canceled. Warner Brothers Interactive Entertainment released the Windows version of the game through GOG.com on November 26, 2019. The game sold more than 1 million units worldwide. The fact that they can re-release stuff like this with Warner Brothers Interactive Entertainment shows that someone around there has the rights to this and they can make a sequel to it of some sort. I would love to play another game. This is one of my favorite games of all time. Stranglehold has a generally positive score of 79% at Game Rankings. IGN gave it a rating of 8.1 out of 10 for its cinematic flair and melodrama in the storyline true to the style of John Woo, enjoyable battles, and slick presentation. However, they said that the visuals were lacking, the game was too short and inauthentic because the characters do not speak Cantonese. My opinion right there is that if they did make a version of the game in Cantonese, you could focus on that main demographic. But making the game available in English and other languages did, however, make the game more reachable to other audiences. I get it that they're not sticking to the idea of being in that side of the world. Empire Online gave it a 4 out of 5, also praising the dynamic action as well as its bombastic soundtrack and slick visuals. GamerNoid gave the game an 8.5 out of 10, calling it the ultimate guys game. I don't understand that. Yeah, it's a sweet action game or action movie turned into a game. Is it an ultimate guys game? Nah, there's a lot of other ones. GameSpot gave Stranglehold a 7 out of 10, stating that although the game is solid in every department, it is repetitive due to a short 7-hour single-player game and weak multiplayer. Electronic Gaming Monthly stated that Stranglehold was a game whose movie influences are more than skin deep. That being said, there is a lot of other games, or actually the story in this is pretty short. But yeah, it's kind of repetitive. You're playing this, trying to figure out how to beat these guys, and it's almost the same way. But with it being short enough, you're able to play all these games so quickly and do it over again. It does have the repeat effect, where like it's kind of not going to go stale, but it is going to be a lot of work to do over and over again. The multiplayer, nothing special. Multiplayer. When the game first came out, and I definitely wasn't interested in that side of the game, I tried doing it. It was nothing to be praising. The story being so short and repetitive didn't help, but it did make it easy to replay. The replay factor is what I meant to say. But they could have made it better. This game, in my opinion, is a cross between being a cop or detective while also being a part of the Matrix with like the slow motion, the dives, the thing with Neo doing the backbend and all that type of stuff. That literally made this game seem very similar to the Matrix. But I get it, it's also John Woo style that makes it like this. There are dives you can do in the game that turn the time into slow motion, almost the Matrix-esque part. This little slow motion is called tequila time. One of the aspects of the game is that having four different things you can do with the buildup of power that you get for special moves. You can use it to heal yourself, do a precision aim, a barrage of fire from any weapon, and a spin attack with your weapons that would normally kill all the enemies at that time that you're around you. The precision aim is probably the most fun part of the special moves, definitely in my opinion. You can do any shot in the game that the NPC will that you shoot will react to it specifically. You do a nut shot and it will kill them, and they will react to your shot exactly getting hit into the crotch. And it's kind of funny seeing it, but they actually do react to it. So like they put in the effect that like, oh, we're not it's a precision shot. It's not gonna react anyway. Just gonna kill them. The other thing I liked about it being with the precision aim is it does reminds me of the Sniper Elite games. Doesn't do the X-ray mode brutal part, but it's still pretty cool. The barrage of the fire is decent. You can use your weapons like the golden pistol, where it's like a regular pistol or a shotgun, and it will have you load your weapon a lot of times, and then just keep firing and not run out of bullets until the time runs out for the move. That one's pretty decent, especially if you're trying to kill a whole bunch of enemies or use it against a boss. The health is basic, no brainer, just what it does. Gives you a little health back. Lastly, the spin attack is a spin attack. It looks pretty cool, especially when you're surrounded by a whole bunch of enemies. Um, I do like the standoffs in the game. They're kind of a pain because you have to use the analog stick to line up the hairline trigger or the hairline target part, which kind of can be terrible. But then you have to make sure you're dodging each bullet each way, just so you're not getting shot at the same time. But you don't get much time to do it, so you got to make sure you get in there. And then if you don't hit everybody or kill everybody, you're shooting all of them. They could have made the story longer, or even gave it some DLC where there were other levels or other story parts that you could partake in. There's going to be a sequel to the game, but also as a film, and neither of them have gone through completely and were canceled. For being a video game based off of a movie, this has to be one of the best tie-ins, and it's not even a direct take from the movie like a lot of the other video game-based movies, like for example Thor or the Spider-Man movies for like the PS2, where they did more around the movie, did some other stuff in there, but this is literally its own sequel to the movie Hard Boiled. We're gonna rate it now. Visuals and graphics, I'm rating a 3 out of 5. Gameplay, 4 out of 5. Story and the character dynamics, 4.5 out of 5. I would love to see someone take the rights to this game and make a great sequel or a prequel of some kind, especially with having Warner Brothers Interactive Entertainment have them be able to release it again. They should be able to do a sequel or something. Um, there's so much more. Like you have to play it for yourself. If you would love to hear us talk about more video games and other content, make sure you follow us on where you get your podcasts. Well, Spotify, Amazon, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all that type of stuff. I'm trying to get back into the regular schedule. I apologize for not having the one out Saturday, but I have been trying to get some recording done, and I had a lot of issues lately and been busy with other stuff. So I do apologize. For more episodes to come, for a Reason to Talk with Chris Reason, I'm Chris Reason. Thank you for joining us today, and hopefully to come back for more.